Hi everyone, welcome to the very last video from this page in Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford. We've obviously got this one last sort of plant left to do using Castle Arts pencils. I'm sure you may have seen one of the previous videos. A mixture of the regular soft touch, Harmonious and Pasteltint. There. Right, now this particular flower I have been pondering a little bit. I have decided that we're going to do a red one. The only problem with red is that there's so very few reds in this set. It's just like that. We've got these sort of really dark ones, but there aren't loads of reds. But I'm sure that I can come up with something. Let's hope. But I just felt that we needed a red. It would just sort of work. Let me see. Right, here are the reds. So I'm going to do the actual floral bits first. I'm going to start actually with quite a dark red. Let me have a little peep. I'm thinking maybe this. No, what I'm going to do is start with it's the cadmium red, yeah. I'm going to start with the cadmium red and then I'm going to use a darker red after. I've changed my mind, sorry, changed my mind. So here it is, the cadmium red, and we're going to do all of these petals one at a time. So I'm going to make this bit in here a little bit more intense and then just fade to the tip. Now I don't have a light red apart from the Venetian red, which we use for our toadstool at the top, which is much more almost a sort of peachy red. So I'm just going to use this one colour for this, and then I'm going to use a darker one to add some shadows into the, you know, the base of each petal afterwards. I think it's going to be easier to do it that way. So off I go. I've just been having a family video call with my sister and my parents. My sister was showing us her son's artwork for his GCSEs. That was interesting. And my niece was around as well. She's usually lives in the same town as my parents for her uni course, but she'd popped back to her mother's for a bit of a rest. They've actually got a week off. She's at the same uni as my boys have all got a week off. Where they, you know, supposed to be doing their work sort of thing, but my boys are both having to have a little bit of time off. They just need a bit of a break. I think it's quite difficult. I don't remember uni being so hard for me, but always having a project on the go, you know, pretty much there's no let up until the actual holidays, you know, whereas when you're at school you have lots of little tasks to do. And it can still feel a little bit relentless, but with uni you've got these great big projects to do and it can feel quite daunting, I think. I always found great, because I'm quite okay at writing, I don't find it difficult. I think it wasn't so daunting for me, but I think, you know, they all find writing a little tricky, and you know, it feels quite tough. My one son finds it easier. He only has like 800 word pieces of work to do, but then he has an exam and he's got a good memory, so he does quite well. But my other son has to write like 2,500 words and do a bit of programming. It's quite a lot to do. I don't remember having to write pieces that long at that. Maybe I did. I think we used to write 2 1,000 word pieces, or we would have a presentation and 1,000 words, something like that. So it was a little bit different, but yeah, it's hard for them to sort of get away. So she's gone back to her mum so she can just have a break away from it. Also, I think she's finds it a bit stressful with her flatmates and stuff. They moan at her about doing the washing up and all those sorts of things, you know, when you're living with other students, and when she's at home, because she's not there for long, her mum or her stepdad will just do the washing up without necessarily saying anything, you know, and it's a little bit more relaxed for her, and they might even take her dog for a walk for her and things like that. So and she would been seeing her dad, I think, today, so that's nice for her. And he'll take her out places and spoil her, you know. So it just gives her a little bit of a break, which is nice. So they were chatting. Everyone was talking about their gardening because it's because the weather suddenly turned and it's more spring-like. Everyone's out in their garden doing things. My sister's growing tomatoes and trying to cut back a tree and some bushes, and then doing work in her greenhouse. And my parents are going out now, actually, after the call, to mow the lawn and weed and various things. I've actually got to go and do some outside jobs myself after I finish this video, while it's whirring away, editing, well, exporting. It's quite hard to explain. If you do it, you'll know. But I will go outside. I've got to wash the windows, and I might wash the front door and the gas meter cupboard and things like that, and just make everywhere look a little bit more. I don't know what that line is there. I'm just inclined to ignore it, and just make everything look a little bit fresher and cleaner, you know. And we do have guests coming for lunch tomorrow, so it's a good excuse to get out there and do those jobs that you're normally doing, but you need a little bit of kick up the posterior, shall we say, to actually get on and do them. So I'm going to use the Spice Red to add in some shadow here. Now, I'm going to start here actually. Now under there, but also between these petals here, and just scumble it in so that it blends together with the red we've got there already. So yeah, it was a interesting chatter, and but yeah, it's getting quite warm. But I'm sort of debating whether to put a less weighty duvet on the bed or not. It's always tricky, isn't it? Whatever you do, it's not going to quite work. We've got 3 different weights of duvet. Well, the one we've got on at the moment is a 14.5 tog, and I was so hot in bed last night, and I had a bedspread over which I pushed off. We've got a our next size down, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what it is. And we've got like a really, really light summer one. But we wouldn't put that on, but put the sort of in-between one on maybe. But my husband's never any help. He's like, oh, I don't mind, you know what I'm like. He'll just sleep on top of the cover and then get under, and then he's just stonked out. He's sleeping at the moment. Having that problem is his, because he hasn't got his ADHD meds at the minute, it makes him sleepy. But I think he's going to be able to get some soon. Hopefully my perseverance is paid off with making about 1 billion phone calls a day last week to try and get them for him. So quite exhausting. But luckily I'm trying to look for a slightly lighter colour to just go over those tips a little bit. I'm just looking at my charts. We have the cadmium red is there, which I use. The Venetian red is the sort of peachy one. But I'm wondering whether to go for like this blushing rose. I think I might. Why not give it a try? So this is one of our pastel tints. It might make it go a little bit pinky orangey, but perhaps that's okay. Just give it a sharpen. It sounded like I broke it in the sharpener then, didn't it? But I didn't. I don't think so anyway. So I'm just going to go over the tips with this to, yeah, I like that. To just make them not look white, but they still look light. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so, yeah, we're sort of positive. I've got to make a phone call about my son's meds as well. So, it's all going on. But I'll do that tomorrow early, but I need to make sure I'm on top of all my jobs tomorrow because, as I say, we've got guests for lunch, but it's quite an easy lunch to do. be a bit of work. I'm making roasted veg, so it's going to be quite a lot of peeling and chopping, but I can get that done fairly quickly. I'm really quick at doing it, so that's good. And we're doing new potatoes, so there won't be much to do with them. And husband has picked up some chickeny thing to shove in the oven, so that'll be easy. I've got to do something for me. I might just put some beans in the oven or something. Right, we have our birdhouse, which I'm going to do next. I'm going to do it in a similar way to I've done all the others. So this lightest colour is going to be this sort of main part. It might look a bit too peachy pinky, but I'm going to do it anyway with this colour, and then we can always darken it up if it looks a little bit odd, which admittedly it does. So I want this to be sharper. I'm afraid it's going to snap though. No, it's fine. I don't know why I thought I'm getting so worried about it, so I'm going to... That's why. I just could have... Yeah, the sharpness full. Got a different sharpener. Same type, but empty. I must have just felt that wobble. There we go. That's better. I feel confident this time colouring with it. There we go. So yeah, it'd be nice to have a little bit of a spruce up of some of the parts of the house. We've done a bit of a clean up, tidy up, dust type thing, you know. Right, the cadmium red I'm going to use to darken up some of these areas of the house. So I'm going to again sharpen it with this empty sharpener. There we go. Ooh. Which is throwing bits of sharpening everywhere and has chipped the pencil. We'll see whether this is even going to work. So I'm just going to go under here a bit. And then just a little bit scumbling around the bottom and the sides. We sort of did this with the others really. There we go. Now we've got the darkest colour, which is our spice red. And I'm going to use that for the roof, as we have done in all of them. So a little darker down here, and then a bit less as we go up to the top, and then the same over here, darker here and less as we go up. Darker under here. I'm going to fill that bit in. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now we've got our stems, and I think these leaves are part of the plant, and then I think these ones are separate. So what should we do? These look like sort of, I don't know, would you normally colour those in a sort of minty greeny type colour? So I'm just going to have a look at our greens. We've got some down here at the bottom. It's got a sort of turquoises, teals, jade greens, some more mid greens. And then up here we've got our sort of olives. We haven't really used any olives, but they don't really work with what we've been doing. And then a sort of really dark green. I think I might grab that hooker's green to use that. Now, where is that? Here it is. Right, hooker's green. And I think that will work quite well for these stems, sort of going in quite dark. I'm sort of trying to make it a little bit darker at the top there. I'm not sure whether to do a darker bit around the little house or not. And then the same on this side, so a bit darker at the base here, and then lighten it a bit darker here too, and lighten it as we go up. Just have a look at that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now these, I'm tempted to do a bit of a bit like we did on the first one. That's what I'm going to do. I'll show you. So I'm going to make it darker here, and then fade it towards that line as best I can, and then do the same again. Now you could make it darker at each end of this bit and give the leaf some shape, but because of the size of it, I think it's easier to do it this way. And this one I'm going to go from here and fade it that way. There we go. And then just working our way around here. And oh, I thought we had a central one there, but we don't. Because I was like, what am I going to do with that? But we don't, so that's good. There we go. I haven't done much colouring today apart from these videos. I've been making some swatch charts for a change. But I'll probably do some later because I'll be watching the final of Dancing on Ice. And I'll have something on my lap for when all the ad breaks are on. So I'm not sure what I'll pick for that, but I shall see. But yeah, my husband's been asleep all afternoon. We all slept in a bit, and he vacuumed and mopped the floor, and it just exhausted him. But yeah, that's what happens with his. He's always been like it, you know. I know it's just his normal behaviour, but it's quite difficult for me to get used to, even after all 25 years of marriage almost in December. But I did once, you see, I was a bit concerned about it, and I asked his brother. He said, oh, he's always done it, it's fine. But of course, just because someone's always done it, but you know, we now know why, that it's to do with this ADHD, so it's fine. And you know, we know there's a solution, and I am confident that on Monday that's going to be resolved. I'm not very happy with these in that I don't think I've done the dark areas dark enough, so I'm just going to go back over them a little bit more. Oh, there's a dog barking outside. And that's going to frighten me when I go out and clean the windows. It's a big Alsatian. I mean, obviously you can't get into my garden. It's like 2 gardens away. But when a dog barks, I always jump. I'm just scared of them. And it sounds really silly to people who love dogs, but it's just my thing. I'm just not happy with them. Some of them I'm happier with than other small ones, not so bad. Ones that are on a lead and their owners are in control of them, yeah, I'm okay with them. But you know, loose dogs and big dogs, and there's that. I think those are okay actually on that side. And now I'm fiddling. I've got to finish fiddling. There we go. So we've got our little grass bit and that bit. I think we can use 2 different colours for those if I can find some. But where are we going to go from here? So I'm going to go back to my swatch chart. Now this was our hooker's green. I don't want to go too close to that because I think it's going to be too samey. I'm quite interested in the angelica, but I think we've used it before. But I just think it's going to work. So I think I'm just going to use it because it's silly not, if you know what I mean. So here's the angelica colour. This is from the Pasteltint set. That's this colour here, by the way. And I'm going to do these little ones with this. I'm going to do the base and then gently fade it up. I'm not doing more than one colour because I'm struggling to find colours that work. Do it sort of match what I've chosen so far. Perhaps I didn't make the best choice, but anyway, it's fine. It's something different, and that's what I wanted to show you. So hopefully it's all good. Now we need to do the grassy bit at the bottom. Now grass is tricky because I've got an idea in my head as to what colour grass should be, but we can't do it that colour because it's not going to match what we've done so far. So I'm looking at seafoam green or savannah. Maybe daylilies a little bit yellow. I think the seafoam green is going to be the one I'm going to go for. Hopefully it will work. This is from the Harmonious set of pencils. You can see what good choice we get. It actually makes it quite difficult to choose, but you know, that's I think that can be a good thing sometimes. If you're overwhelmed with choice and it just stops you in your tracks, that's not good. But having lots of colour choices can be good. There we go. So I could put another colour in, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm happy with that. Now also white pencil and pen, sorry, speaking. The white pen we've used on quite a few, but not all of them. Just get my swatch chart out of the way, sorry. And I don't think it belongs in this picture. I can't see where I would put it really. I know Johanna's drawn little dots and things on the flower, but I really don't. I'm not looking at those thinking they need to be white. I'm looking at them thinking, yep, they look good in black. So I'm not going to do. So that is my last one completed. I'm just going to take my Lost Ocean out from underneath and put that away in my bookshelf. It's my completed bookshelf. Take the piece of paper out from behind. Oh, excuse the rustling. And then we can look at the whole, oh, I'm coming in, not out. Look at the whole page done. We go, there we go. So that is our whole page completed. Oh, it looks a bit old town. If I lift this page up, I think it flattens it slightly, but it always makes it look a funny shape. I don't know, I think it's just through the angle, but this side always looks thinner than this, narrower than this side when I do that. It does anyway. Maybe I need to hold it like that. Maybe that's the key. I don't know. Anyway, I just want to try and stop it looking so lighty and shady, but because my lamp's at the top, it does make it look a bit weird. Anyway, that is the whole page done. So thank you for joining me for this series. I've really enjoyed it. I was been putting this one off because I don't really know why. I thought they would take me ages and ages to do each one, but actually it hasn't. And it's been a really interesting experiment, I think, doing it with these castle pencils. I hope that you found that interesting as well. And as I say, the swatch chart with them all mixed together is available in my Ko-fi, and I do give you the Excel file as well. So if you don't quite agree with the order I've put them in, you can fiddle around with the Excel file and change the order if that's something that you want to do. But there we go. So thank you so much for watching and happy colouring.